And now she's like, I don't want to die on any hills. You already did. You're already dead. We're talking to you through the astral plane. What are you talking about? Now, this is something else. Let me tell you, if you think that you know what's going to happen, you don't, okay? If you're in for watching someone die on the inside, then let me tell you, you're in the right place. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is remarkable. I'm going to tell you right now that this is incredible. I saw a moment of it and I was like doubled over laughing. And I didn't want to watch anymore because I wanted my first reaction to be with you guys on stream. But like, holy crap, the first 5, you know it's good when the first 5 seconds are clippable. And boy, it is. It really is. Who is Pearl? Pearl, Just Pearly Things, is a female talking head, female mouthpiece for Red Pill Crew, massive proponent of Andrew Tate and his trafficking organization. She doesn't believe that that's real, believes women need to know their place. She recently came out to talk to women on the street about how they aren't entitled to not being assaulted while walking home at night because that's not a right. Apparently, it's not a right to not get assaulted. Basically, she recently tweeted out that she needs a man in her life to put together a bed frame because she's too stupid to put together a bed frame. Huge fan of Fuentes. Recently made an anti-Jew song. She made an anti-Semitic song because she's been used to singing. Before she got into this, she used to make songs about working in an office job. She used to make like cubicle office job remixes to popular pop songs of the time. It was just crazy. It was pretty bad. But anyways, because of all of that and because of her being a terrible person, it made her rise to stardom within the right-wing sphere, and she got picked up by the weirdo Piers Morgan, a British person, Australian, I don't even know. I don't care either, who has a show called Uncensored where he finds the worst people online and tries to give them puff pieces most of the time. Now, unless they step out of line, and it seems like Pearl has stepped out of line. He's had Pearl on multiple times before in the past, and it's been like really easy softball interviews where she's been like put up to debate other women on whether or not women deserve rights, and she thinks that's always fun. But this time it seems like the foot is on the other hand. The shoe is gone and it is dropped and nobody picked it back up, because this is, mind you, probably one of the funniest interviews of a right-winger that I've seen in a long time. And it's so funny, in fact, that you can see the moment that she dies in real time. You can see it. You can see the moment that she dies in real time, that she notices something is wrong. Now take a look at this, okay? So this is Piers Morgan, uncensored, with Pearl Davis about Tate and whatnot. Well, is this TOS? Well, what do you mean? Or are you saying just like TOS? She believes nothing. She believes in making money. Pearl gets clowned on. She does, but like I don't want to spoil it, so just take a look for yourself. Look what happened.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Pearl Davis is the self-styled.
What?
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Pearl Davis is the self-styled.
Slow down, brother. Oh my goodness, what's happening? I have no clue what that man just said. But anyways, we'll continue on.
Anti-feminist influencers creating major buzz online with a contrarian view. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored after all. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week, she's facing a major backlash for posting a song titled Why Can't We Talk About the Jews, which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes.
Look at her face! Look at her face! Dude, every single time that she's on this show, it's like so easy, and she's set up for to not look like a complete fool. But oh my gosh, she comes on once and they talk about something that she had to delete, and she's like but no, you can see the moment when she realized that there's a problem. Okay,
self-styled,
and look at this.
Influencers
Okay, look at this. The Chiron pops up on screen. Hate speech feeds free speech. Controversial YouTuber releases anti-Semitic song inspired by Nick Fuentes. Wait, look at her.
Major buzz online with a contrarian view. She's appeared in a couple of debates on this show. It's called Uncensored After All. We welcome any honestly held opinions. But this week,
look at look at her. She, you can see it. Oh no. She's like, wait a second. her eye is starting to twitch. She's like giving everybody a side eye. She's looking at the producer like, how'd you put me in this? How'd I let you put me in here? You told me it was gonna be easy. You told me it was gonna be, we were just gonna talk about free speech. Wait a second. Oh no, she knew it was over. Look at her face. Her mouth is getting open.
Why can't we talk about the Jews, which she dedicated to far-right commentator Nick Fuentes.
Look at it. I can't believe they're talking about things that I actually did. Wait a second. Oh no, wait, please. Please, no, don't do this. Please just let me ask about how canceled I am again. Just ask me about how canceled I am again. Don't actually bring up things that I said. Wait a second. Wait a second, please. She's gonna cry. Look at her face. Oh, it's even better after he starts. It's even better after he starts playing the song that she wrote.
Or later, deleting it.
Look at her shifty ass eyes.
Can't we talk about without getting kicked off of YouTube? Now, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I kinda wanna know why. Now there's all these conspiracy theories, and the more they talk, I think maybe they're right.
You can now see why her ass did not want them to play that song. Now, can you? Pearl, just so you know, because Holocaust bad. Because Holocaust is bad. That's mostly why. That's the main thrust of it. Mostly because Holocaust bad. Bring in the cringe. She's bringing a bucket load of cringe. She had to delete this shit. Pierce was like, I'm gonna be taking this. Thank you. This is a hate crime in many countries, just so you know. That is remarkable. I think her singing and her music is a hate crime in and of itself to all people with ears. But you know how dogs is and all that. Oh my goodness. The world's largest text on screen. Here we go. Remarkable. Truly remarkable stuff. Her ass is not going to Germany anytime soon. They're gonna pull up the great anti-Pearl firewall, dude. Holy crap, it's actually never been more over. Hey, do you start to understand why she was making that face earlier?
But I can't even listen to the convo.
Well, Pearl joins me now along with the New York author.
Look at the face. Look at this dumbass face.
Now, along with
She is in shock. She was like, I can't. Can you imagine that this lady has been on such absolute softball interviews her entire career that she never actually expected for Piers Morgan, her buddy, to grill her on anything that she believes? That is crazy.
The New York author and founder
that shit-eating grin.
Hatred, Brooke Goldstein, over in the States. All right, Pearl, you've come on the show a couple of times, right? We've had some spirited debates about feminism and stuff like that, and I thought you've made some good points, and it's got lots of traction. Then I wake up the other day and I see this thing that's trending involving you doing this song. And I couldn't really believe what I was watching. I didn't know.
Wow, really?
Why did you find it funny?
Huh?
Did you find
She isn't listening. She's just, she's in fight or flight. She's like trying to figure out a way to get out of here. Huh? You fucking dumbass. Oh my goodness. Huh? Why you, well, do you think it's funny? Why are you smiling so much? I mean, you know, a lot of people start smiling when they get caught. Natural human response. They don't know what to do.
You find it funny? I mean, you know the backlash to it. I mean, You deleted it. You obviously thought you shouldn't have posted it.
This meme is very real.
Why did you do that? Genuine question.
I mean, the point was more about cancel culture and people getting kicked off of social media if you finished the song. It was more about, like, you can't talk about this topic without being canceled by the left and the right. I don't really have a strong opinion either way.
I don't have a strong opinion on Hitler, guys. You know, I just like to ask questions about like what's going on. I don't really have a strong opinion. I just, you know, I was just like, man, why does everybody always like Hitler is so bad? Like, I mean, he was like make Germany great again. So that's basically just like Donald Trump, guys. Somebody like throw something at her. Somebody throw something at her. I want to see what would happen. I want to hear what the noise sounds like. I want to hear what that empty fucking skull, that bottomless pit that she's got up there in her dome sounds like when something reverberates off of it. I want to know. I really want to know.
Hog.
Me writing an entire song about things I definitely don't have any opinions on whatsoever. I want to know. I want to know what it sounds like.
It was kind of just like tongue in cheek. I didn't really expect it to get that crazy. I
didn't expect me going, why is Hitler so bad, to go crazy. Really? I was like, yeah, so I wrote an entire song about why I think people are just going too crazy about this whole Hitler thing. And everybody was like, everybody started, you ask one question about why Hitler is really that much of a bad guy, and everyone loses their mind. I don't know, pick up a damn book sometimes, woman. How about that? Pick up a book, lady. Read for the first time in your life.
To anyone, I don't know why they say that, but that's not. It wasn't dedicated to anyone. I don't know why they say that, but that's not.
Well, they said inspired, not dedicated to. You know, you can also just say inspired by Fuentes, which it was. You were specifically also talking about Fuentes. Yeah. Wait, her head sounds like this.
Just as I suspected. Hello.
Oh, just as I suspected. Don't pause. No. The hollow head theory. It's there, dude. Me, I'm the bottomless pit inspector. Open up Pearl's head. Hello. Yep, boss. It's hollow.
True.
I mean, Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist. He's a Holocaust denier. He said afterwards that you had dropped a diss track on the Jews, which he clearly took to be something which was, you know, mocking Jewish people, talking about, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. What do you want to know why?
Well, it was more like, why can't we talk about it? It wasn't like,
you talked about the more conspiracy
other.
Theories you've heard about Hitler and the Holocaust, presumably.
I'm a fan of conspiracy theory. Like, you know, people think I'm part of the CIA. There's a whole conspiracy thing online. And, you know, I'm not for, like, silencing it either way. The point of the song isn't, like, I really have an opinion on the matter. It's more, I don't think we should ban people off of social media. So far so that I don't even, like, I think it should be illegal to ban anybody off of social media unless they're inciting violence. That was the point of the song. I'm not really.
Why? What about like CP posters or people trying to lie about where you go in an emergency? What about people pretending to be a public safety service and lying about people for where they go? Like, why would you want that? That sounds terrible. It sounds like it's absolutely awful. Nobody wants that. Yeah, the Nazis are inciting violence and supporting violence. This is crazy. You're insane. You're literally running D for the Holocaust. But okay, listen, it's not real violence, because real violence is when you go, righties should be bashed. That's real violence. But fake violence is when you go, actually, we shouldn't have done anything about the Holocaust. You know, crazy. Wild. It's weird how that works out, isn't it?
It was more like tongue-in-cheek.
But just to be clear, what are the conspiracy?
I don't really think the Holocaust. I don't think doing Holocaust denial is very tongue-in-cheek. If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't. That's just me, though. That may be my my wacky lefty brain working. But I don't think that's. I don't think it's very tongue-in-cheek. I think it's very Very clearly. Well, wait, so is she going to say she isn't doing Nazi shit? She's just pretending to be doing Holocaust denial? It's just like it's a meme. It's a big joke. The joke is that I'm pretending to like the Holocaust. Okay. I'm pretending to think that Hitler is just like an okay guy. As you see.
Theories surrounding Hitler, which you feel, the more you hear them, the more you're interested in them.
Well, I don't know, because I can't hear them.
Huh?
You can.
Well, you know the ones that Nick Fuentes.
Well, I wasn't even talking about Nick. I was thinking of Ye, to be honest. I don't know why they put that Nick was the inspiration for that song. I was thinking of Ye.
You are aware of.
I was thinking of another guy who. Listen, I wasn't thinking about that guy. I was thinking about the other guy who denies the Holocaust. It's a different guy. Completely different. Well, like they're the same guy, but like they're different guy. He's black. Oh wait. He was. Do you think that she was trying to serenade Ye? Do you think that she's on her Snow Bunny arc? You think she's in her Snow Bunny arc? That's crazy. That is remarkable how that's working out. That truly is something. Anyways,
the big backlash to this and the deep upset from the Jewish community.
I certainly am now. I just posted that song and I woke up and I was like, article. I was like, golly.
Right, but are you sorry?
Crazy.
No.
You know, I think that, like, my whole point was that cancel culture is wrong. I am not speaking one way or the other about the issues. My question is, why are we canceled for talking about certain topics?
What does canceled mean? I really, one day, I pray, the hands clasped, kneeling at my bedside every night. I pray for a conservative to answer what cancel culture is. What is canceling? You know, what does that mean? What is that? Because I feel like minorities and marginalized communities all throughout time immemorial have been canceled, as in having their rights taken away. I think if for these people, I think like one of the biggest forms, I mean, I don't know, I think the Jews were pretty canceled, like after, you know, Weimar Germany and everything. I think the Jews got canceled pretty hard, if that's how she wants to use the term. I just want to know what it is, because I think her idea of canceling, I think all of these people idea of canceling is when people don't like what you have to say, they disagree with it, and they don't want you to be around anymore. They listen to what you have to say and go, we don't want you here anymore, leave.
This meme is very real.
It's having any consequences for anything that you say. So they don't want free speech. They want freedom from consequences. They wanted to make it so that not only can they say whatever they want, but you can't do anything about them saying whatever they want, either on your property or somebody else's property. It's like, it's not freedom of speech, it's forcing you to listen. It's much different. It's a much different thing that they're actually asking for and pushing for. And that's the reason why they've moved the goalpost on canceling. You know, I think women were canceled when they didn't have the right to vote. I think black people were canceled when they were slaves. I think gay people were canceled when they were, when people were trying to say that they got AIDS for being evil and cringe, you know? I think that's real canceling. But apparently to her, breaking TOS on somebody else's property is that's real cancel culture. That's a real cancel culture. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just freedom from consequences. You just want to not only say whatever you want, but you want to you want everywhere to be forced to host you. You want people to be forced to host everything that you say. No. If you want to say something, go on the street and then go ahead and say that. Go ahead. But no, what they want is to be forced, other people to be forced to host them on their own property.
You would allow Holocaust deniers to have space on social media to promote Holocaust denial to millions of people. You have 2 million people who subscribe to your YouTube, right? My
thing is that I think this is really funny that this is the thing that Piers Morgan gets like crazy about after having some of the worst cretins that YouTube has pumped out on his program and allowed them to just like pull random shit. And then have the gall to have a show called Piers Morgan Uncensored. And then as he goes on to like say censorship is actually good sometimes. What's the point of having your show? Well, might as well name the show Uncensored Sometimes. Censorship is good like most of the time. Like, just be honest. Just like have a normal. Just be normal. Instead of like bitching and moaning every day about people not liking you and not wanting to be around you, and so they kick you out of places where they don't want you. Instead of doing that, just be normal and be like, yeah, sometimes making somebody leave is really good. Sometimes some people say shit so bad that they get asked to leave. Pearl Davis makes songs so bad she's asked to leave the function. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Sometimes you're just cringe and we don't want you here. Sometimes we don't like your kind around these parts.
Right? That's a big audience of people.
I'm not at 2 million yet. I'd like to be.
Right, but you have a lot of people that follow you on various social media platforms.
Yeah.
You put a video like that up, and there are going to be some impressionable young minds going, hang on, what's Pearl saying? Adolf Hitler? Not saying he's a good guy, but I want to know why. The more conspiracies theories I hear, the more I have to think about it.
But
I took that.
Personally, I know he's a bad guy, and I also already know why. It just may be because I'm not stupid and or a Nazi, so that's, you know.
I took that to mean that you agree with Fuentes.
Why did you cut off the end of the song? I said
it's a TV show.
We can't even have the conversation.
What is the conversation you want to have?
Without being cancelled by the left and the right. But the point is,
what's the conversation?
I think
it's not any speech. It's not any speech. What is the conversation about Hitler and conspiracy theories and the Holocaust that you want to have?
I don't want to have any conversation.
We can't have a conversation. Well, what's the conversation about Hitler? I don't listen. I never said I mean, like, you know, I've never. What even is a conversation? Like, pull up the dictionary. I've never seen a conversation. I've never seen her before, huh? Who is it? What? Is she mentally well? No, dude. No, she wants to say things that are in her mind, and this is how a lot of these people work. In their mind, if somebody is saying something and other people go, "You're stupid," she picks the person who's stupid, that everybody's calling stupid, and goes, "This guy must be onto something," because you know that meme that conservatives like to throw around, like, I support the current thing. Their entire line of reasoning is, I don't support the current thing. If normal people believe something, they automatically just believe the opposite because they think the opposite is what's right. They think everything that your average person believes is wrong. And so if your average person believes it's wrong, or like many people are saying, if many people are saying this, they want to pick the thing that not too many people are saying, because they just think that if people aren't saying it must be true, because the truth is not well known, and so the well known stuff is the lies, and so the not well known stuff must be the not lies. And so I just choose the things that other people aren't thinking, because that must be the right thing. And that's just how it works out. They think that the matrix in this system, everything that your average person just believes or has opinions of, if they see the New York Times say it, they just want to instantly believe the opposite, because that thinks that's going to lead them in the correct direction of something, when it's just simply not true. Like, we make jokes about, like, if this, that, and the third person believes it, then we just believe the opposite, and it's likely true, and that's true. They genuinely, unironically make that their actual political position. So that's how she's working, and that's how her brain works. But the problem is, she doesn't have a big enough spine. She doesn't have a strong enough spine to be able to stand up on that. And so when she defaults to just believing things that somebody who other people call a bad person believes, she doesn't actually have the spine to be able to back up and stand on that, because she doesn't actually believe much of anything. It's just instantly take the opposite position of what I saw New York Times say, and so that's just my position now. It's stupid. She doesn't have real opinions. She just believes the opposite of what the current thing is. You say vaccines work, and most people say vaccines work. Well, she believes that they don't work because one guy said they didn't. You say that global warming is true. Well, one guy said that it's not, so it must not be true. So she's the person who always just instantly believes the 1 out of 10 doctors who doesn't agree with it. So she believes the 1 out of 10 dentists. Every single time. That's just her political philosophy. just simply being contrarian for the point of being annoying and to cause clicks and to cause controversy, because causing controversy and clicks means more ad revenue, means more money. And so it's easy to build up a community of people who do that type of stuff, because you'll always drive more engagement saying something very stupid than saying something that is true and smart at the end of the day. So that's what's happening. That's how she rules her life, and that's how a lot of people. I mean, think of Kanye. Okay, she's like, oh, I was thinking of Kanye. That's literally what Kanye did. If you were wondering why Kanye found like the worst people on the internet and just started believing everything that they believed, because he genuinely in his mind truly believes that if somebody is banned for saying something, then it must be true, because truth gets banned and not truth gets put up. And so that's why it is. He literally had his people go, he said this himself, he literally had his people go find people who have been banned, find people who they call Nazis and, you know, PDFs and white supremacists, and bring them on because they must be onto something. That's actually why his life fell apart. And so she just believes the same thing.
My lane is feminism. That's what.
Well, you're singing about Adolf Hitler.
Can I finish?
Yeah, but you are singing about Hitler.
Okay.
So you do want to have that conversation.
I want anybody that wants to speak on social media to be able to speak about what they want to talk about,
including Holocaust
without
denial,
getting banned. Whatever they want to talk about,
including Holocaust denial.
If they want to talk about that, as long as they're not inciting violence, I think people.
Of course, they're inciting violence. They're inciting a hatred.
Saying that the Holocaust was good or Hitler didn't do anything wrong is inciting violence. It is. in and of itself, it's inciting violence. You thinking like the Auschwitz and the trains and everything was like either justified or is condoning and inciting violence? Yes. You're giving credence to people to do more violence. Yes. You're stupid.
I think that
Jewish people.
Social media.
It's a summer camp. So true. Did you see that Auschwitz had a pool?
It's the new town square. Right? You used to be able to go and say your opinions in the town square.
No, you didn't.
Now we have corporations censoring what can and cannot be said. And I think that's wrong. I think that should be illegal.
Well, let me bring in Brooke, who's been listening to this. Brooke,
I don't think
Pearl quite understands why the wording of this song, which she deleted, to be clear, so obviously realised this had not played out maybe the way she hoped. The offence is caused to the Jewish community. Why was it so offensive?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on and for highlighting this issue, not necessarily highlighting Pearl, but highlighting the issue that what you pointed out is that we're really facing a crisis of societal conscience, where someone like Pearl, who engages in hate speech, and actually the irony is she's complaining about being canceled, and yet she's on your platform. She has millions of viewers on the internet and on social media, and she's complaining about being canceled.
True! Every single person who says they're canceled has like... Every single person who says they're canceled has a media tour and a Netflix special and a documentary and goes on the most viewed programs in the entire planet. And like, these people have more voice than any single person that they say are canceling them. I just think it's so strange. Like, what is canceling? If Pearl is canceled, I wish to be canceled like her. If canceling is when I, like, just so you know, here, wait a second. Whoops. Wait, take a look at this really quick, okay? 200,000 views, 2 million views, 3 million views. That's canceling. 100,000 views, 24,000 views, 19,000 views, 21,000 views, 2 million views. Apparently, this is what canceling is. 3.6 million views. Apparently, getting 3.6 million views on one of the most viewed media platforms on the planet is what canceling is. That's cancel culture. Cancel culture is when I make tens of thousands of dollars and have everybody listening to every word I say. That's canceling to her. That's what being canceled is, apparently.
The crisis is that this is what is profitable now. This clickbait, this type of racial incitement is profitable on the internet.
True.
And, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Pearl. I don't know if she's just plain stupid, or she's actually quite intelligent and knows that what she's doing is so sensational that it's going to make her a lot of money. But I
don't know if this bitch is just stupid or disingenuous. It's one of the two. So it's always one of the two. They're just stupid or doing this on purpose. It's always one of the two. I think Pearl's just fucking stupid, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I typically don't like just saying that people are stupid because I think it's a cop-out, and I think a lot of people are worse than they come out to be, because stupid people can be changed to believe different things and can be made to not be stupid. People who just do bad things are people who know exactly what they're doing and need to be stopped, just period, right? That's what I think is actually going on here. I think this bitch is just dumb, in my personal opinion. But yeah, that's what's going on. And it's sad. Poor K, Lost Das, Shark, so true, poor K. Poor Favor as well. And they're not always mutually exclusive as well. Poggers, Lost Das, so true, Lost Das. She's not the sharpest light in the box. She ain't. She really ain't. She really do. And I think we should like harp on that point for a second, is that it is true. It's 100% true that this type of stuff is profitable and makes money. And the fault of that is YouTube. It is Twitch. It's you know, Amazon and Twitter and Facebook. They make being a bad person profitable. They make harming other people profitable. There are people who literally make a living off of harming and bothering and trying to tear down other people, and they make in YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Amazon, Facebook, all of these people say that harming people, causing controversy, and lying to people is a genuine form of making income and making content, and they allow it to happen because they make money off of it as well. And that's why things are like this. That's why things are like this. So many posters have gone out into the real world to do actual harm. So many like domestic terrorists these days have been emboldened by this type of content that's allowed to fester on these platforms. There's a reason why like people who study this type of stuff and study radicalization always find themselves on the same platforms every single time. The same platforms every freaking time. Because they make money from it. Remember like the 2016, 2014 YouTube where it was just profitable to be a literal Nazi? There was literally Nazi tube. Literally Nazi tube. I just think that's curious. They allowed it to happen because they make money off of it and they think it's funny. And they don't care. They don't care about what harm they cause to society because harm to society doesn't show up on an earnings report. They don't care. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. Pearl, Tate, Tucker, Fuentes, all of these types of like fiends and ghouls and goblins who crawled out of the woodwork to come to try to make the world a worse place are products of these massive companies who want to make a world a worse place because that makes money. Yeah, the leader of the KKK called YouTube our greatest recruiting tool ever back in the day. Yes! back when KKK tube and Nazi tube were popping off. It's crazy stuff. And now massive hate campaigns are still going on these platforms. Let's think about what happened with Dylan Mulvaney, some random TikToker who got stalked, harassed, and all sorts of horrible things just because she had a can of Bud Light. Yeah. It's crazy shit. It's crazy stuff. They make money off of this, and that's why.
I want to say one thing. Pearl will disappear. She will disappear, like many others before
her. She will disappear. Her life will be no more very soon. Oh my gosh.
Because this is something that's just a moment in time. She's like a train wreck. It's like a car crash. You know, for example, you
car crash of cringe.
You shouldn't be looking at it, but you can't take your eyes off it. But
I can actually. I don't actually keep up with this woman.
I want to make one more point. I think it's so important, especially on this platform. Hatred is taught. Nobody is born like this. And I talk about it a lot in my book about the dangers of hate education. And it's not something that we can debate, that we can engage in a rational argument with. You can see what her opinions are. She thinks women shouldn't vote, women shouldn't have the right to divorce. She thinks that women shouldn't be able to work.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You're so fucking annoying. You're 30. You're a 30-year-old woman. Shut up. You're 30. Be an adult for 1 second. You play too much. This isn't a game. You're 30. Nobody has ever loved you. Your family doesn't like you. You have no real friends. The only thing you have is to your name on 30 years on planet Earth in the life God unfortunately gave to you is a fucking YouTube channel about where you try to teach women about being a wife that you'll never get to experience. Shut up. No one cares. Lord.
Says these
I didn't say
crazy
that.
things
now
about Hitler.
Mouth.
But there's no rational, please don't interrupt. There's no rational argument with someone like this. And this is a mistake that my community makes, the Jewish community, very often, that they think they can bring facts to the table, that they can debate somebody like Pearl, and it's, you know, you're going to get somewhere. You're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get somewhere only by shedding the light on this type of bigotry to expose someone like her.
Let me
just do a
crazy
monologue?
person that she is.
All right, bro, let me go back to Pearl. Pearl, let me just offer you some advice, right? Because I don't think you're stupid. And in the
one of his dumbest takes
appearances you've made previously on this program, I thought it was interesting. It was controversial in some ways, but actually a lot of people would have agreed with some of the things he was saying. There's no question about that. But you seem to know where the line was. Someone like...
It's also the fact that this show even exists is proof that cancel culture isn't real. Like, he literally made an entire show about, like, I say all the things they tell you can't say, and then everyone just watches it. Like, it's not real. It was never real.
Nick Fuentes doesn't know where the line is. Someone like Kanye West, who I interviewed after he went on some weird anti-Semitic trope nonsense. Kanye's been wiped out by what he did, by what he said about the Jewish people, because there are certain things where I am absolutely in support of the concept of free speech, right? But you can't go around telling Jewish people the Holocaust didn't happen as Fuentes. And people like Fuentes does say things like that.
But I'm not him. So you're bringing me up. So it's like
she likes him and agrees with him on many of his things, and wants him to be able to say that shit. So
when you sing a song,
right,
and you talk about
who
Hitler,
determines what the line is, Pierce?
Well, I'm asking
who determines? Do you get to determine it?
No, I'm asking,
you get to determine
I'm asking you
Who gets to determine what the line is?
I'm asking you to work out in
society. And every individual in society gets to determine where the line is. That's how that works.
Your head.
I'm saying
you're not a stupid person.
The line,
when you say, I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. Right? When you talk about the more conspiracy theories about him I hear, the more I'm like, well, that's interesting. I'm just like a gog that even now you don't seem to really grasp why singing that and releasing it to millions of people is incredibly offensive to Jewish people.
I think at the end of the day, Pierce, I don't think it's for you to determine what speech should be allowed and not allowed.
What about you determining? Why did you delete it?
Why did I delete it? Because it was just a headache, Pierce.
Because you knew it was wrong?
I just think it's like, it's not the hill I'm trying to die on.
Right, but why?
I'm not trying to die on the Hitler hill. Okay. All right. Yeah, I bet. I don't think she's willing to die on any hill, really, because like then she wouldn't be able to make any more money, and that's what she really cares about.
Choose that hill.
Okay, dude.
I didn't choose this hill to die.
You did.
On.
You released the video.
I also released 10 different videos about.
Yeah, but they're not all basically.
Topics
but they're not talking about Adolf Hitler, are they?
Are we not allowed to talk about him?
You can talk about Hitler right to the point you say the more conspiracy theories I hear about him.
Look, I think that anyone should be allowed to speak about him.
She's literally like, every single time I hear a Nazi say that Hitler is a good guy, I start to believe them. She literally just said that. And now she's like, I don't want to die on any hills. You already did. You're already dead. We're talking to you through the astral plane. What are you talking about? We had to get a spirit medium to talk to you, bitch. You're already dead. Brain dead, that is.
About any conspiracy theory on social media. That is my point. It's not about Hitler. It's not about the Holocaust.
If you really believe what you did wasn't wrong, you wouldn't have deleted it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't you think?
I agree with Pearl.
Go on, bro.
Oh, look how surprised she is. She's so stupid. She's like, oh, wait. I'm saved.
If I may just say one thing, as an attorney, I have to say that I do agree with her, that I am a free speech purist. I think that even bigotry should be able to be spoken in the public sphere. But the problem of cancel culture is not against anti-Jewish speech. I think that's very clear. We see the scourge of anti-Semitism and Jew hatred rising on the internet. The problem is that there's no consequences for it, and the way that private companies
how are there no consequences for it?
Canceling is they're going after pro-Jewish speech. They're going after pro-Israel speech. I can't tell you how many times I'm contacted by people, and often my own clients.
Oh man, 2 dumbasses in one call. 3 dumbasses in one call is crazy to me, if I'm going to be honest with you. Do you think that she thinks that bigotry should be said in the in the public sphere because she
very real.
because of her opinions on Palestine? you think that's what that is? She's like, I really believe that bigotry should still be able to be said in the public sphere. I mean, like,
This meme is very real.
Where else am I going to post my opinions on Palestine? Like, that sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, we gotta get back. We gotta finish this meme. I gotta finish this meme.
Clients who are shut down on.
I personally don't believe that. I mean, here, listen. When it comes to social media, no. Like, you shouldn't just be able to spread bigotry like that. No, actually. If you want to like go out into like the public as in like a public place, then I believe that you should be able to do that. Right? Because like they're like when it comes to like speech like that, there should be like some place where you could do that. But when it comes to like social media, nah, fuck off. No. No. You can just go out into the street and say whatever you want in like in an actual public, not on like YouTube or Twitter or something. That's not public. It's literally not. Having terms of service is good, actually. Yes. Yes, actually.
Social media for saying anything positive about Jewish people, about Judaism, or about Israel. Yet these social media companies are unequally applying their own standards. And, you know, while they're, for example, shutting down COVID deniers, they are allowing Holocaust denial speech. They are allowing people like Pearl to spew her hatred. So if we are really free speech purists, and that's what we are saying that companies should do, they should allow all speech.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen.
No, they shouldn't. They should not. Actually. No, actually. I disagree. Yeah, I don't know. I think that she just wants to do this so she can say more, that she can say like Glass Palestine more. I think that's the only reason why she likes that. She's like, who's getting shut down for pro-Israel speech? What are you talking about? There's like the whole Israel coalition. They have like They have like Jew and like Israel conferences and shit like that. Like, what are you talking about? Who? Where? I'd love to know. I want to know something that's a pro-Israel speech that isn't we should kill more Palestinian children that has been banned from social media. I want to know. Give me an answer. I'd love to have an answer because I've seen videos of like the IMF like blowing like journalists' brains out in like the Gaza Strip and in Jerusalem, but I've never actually seen somebody being like, this is actually based. Get taken down. IDF, sorry. Yeah, the IDF do that, but like, what are you talking about? Like the IDF has a whole propaganda arm on social media where they use pretty women to say that like imperialism is actually based. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, like Ben Shapiro, one of the biggest talking heads on the entire, like one of the biggest like alt media talking heads is like literally wrote several articles about how blowing up all of the Middle East would be based. Actually, it would be super cool. Actually, like how in the world can you say that? You just, I think what she likes, I think she's just like Pearl actually. Just on more specific issues. She's just like Pearl, only on more specific issues. I think that she would be perfectly fine with people saying this type of stuff about like black people or Native Americans or any types of people. But when it comes to specifically like some anti-Semitism, then she gets like really pissy about. I think she'd be perfectly fine. I think she'd probably say it herself, like some horribly bigoted stuff about like other minorities. It's just her herself. Which is curious, strange. Peculiar even.
I would just say this to you, Pearl.
Unless it's incitement to immediate violence.
Right, I would say this to you, Pearl.
Listen, it's incitement to immediate violence. Wait a second. It took a couple years to get the Holocaust rolling. So why the fuck would like you would agree with that then? Because like, well, technically the Holocaust didn't happen immediately the second that Hitler took power. So technically it's like violence later on. So violence right now is like, so like I'll pay you in violence tomorrow for a little bit of speech today. Is that how that works? The bar is in hell. That's why I'm so glad both of these people don't run like most social media platforms.
So we agree.
No,
wow.
Paul, I would say this to you in conclusion.
We're all on the same team now.
In conclusion, look, you deleted this, so you clearly felt bad about what you'd put up, or you wouldn't have deleted it. You accept that?
No.
You don't accept it?
I just, it's kind of a headache. I was like, well, it just seems like a lot of...
Man, being pro-Hitler is like so much work. I didn't know like questioning the Holocaust was this much work. I'm bored.
Headache to me.
Right, or did you realize actually in that moment, from the visceral reaction from the Jewish community, you crossed a line that you yourself should have worked out was there?
Look, at the end of the day, Pierce, the song was about freedom of speech. It wasn't one way or the other. The song was about why can't we have these conversations on social media, and why do I keep getting...
About why Hitler may be a good guy.
And why do I keep seeing people get banned on social media? My point is, I don't think there should be a line unless you're inciting violence.
Here's a line.
Pierce, would we agree on that?
Listen,
yes or no? Yes or no? Would we agree?
Here's my point.
No, yes,
you haven't answered my question.
Okay.
I'm not saying Hitler was a good guy, but I want to know why. I want to know why what?
We can't have the conversation without being canceled by the left and the right. I just don't understand why you guys edit. You guys cut off.
We're canceled by the left and the right. What the hell are you talking? What are you talking about, man? What are you saying? Bro, what are you saying? What like people don't like you when you have those conversations? Okay, that's their right. What in the world is happening? How dumb can people be? It seems like there is no limit. There is no limit to heavenly stupidity. It goes so far. Even many right-towards think it's a dumb combo. That's literally just Hitler bad. Also, like, what are you talking about? Like, you can have the conversation. People just don't like you when you take the pro-Hitler position. What? Like, there's been like Holocaust discussions on TV. You're stupid. It's happening right now. You're having the conversation right now.
But wait a minute, Paul.
You did 75. Okay.
The conversation about whether Hitler was a good guy. You want to have that conversation?
I think that
he murdered 12 million people,
my whole
including
point,
6 million Jewish people on the Holocaust.
My whole point is we should be able to have that conversation.
But whether he's a good guy?
Yes, because it causes more commotion when you're starting to censor people.
I don't know.
This is actually not true. Listen, like every single person who's been like banned or taken off has not like skyrocketed to stardom. It stifled their career and then they completely fell off. It's just not true. Everybody loves to say this. Everybody loves to listen. Here's the thing. If that were here, and here's how you know they're lying. Because if they were telling the truth, then they would all be begging to get banned. If they actually thought that them getting banned would lead to them having more clout and more money and more of a voice and more people listening to them and more of this and that and more of everything. If they genuinely believed that, then they wouldn't be mad when they were banned. They would take it as an opportunity and then skyrocket into stardom because now everybody's going to have their eyes on them. The reason why if she actually thought that this was cool, she'd be advocating, if she actually thought that this works, then she'd be advocating for them to be banned. She'd be like, go ahead, do it. I'm only going to be stronger afterwards. Try and kill me. I will only rise to be stronger. The reason why she's believing this and the reason why she's arguing so adamantly about this, the reason why she wrote a whole song about it is because she doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe that it's true. It doesn't cause more of a commotion. It actually makes them disappear for the most part. Now, is it like all good? No, the people who are in that community will become even more radicalized a lot of the time. But there's a trade-off in that there's probably going to be way less people actually going to be a part of that community moving forward. Just the people who are in it is going to be worse. And so there's like a balancing act there. And so you're just going to have to choose which one you want. But it seems like if the goal is to just like kick these people off and not have them grow, that works. It works. It works every time. And I know it works. Pearl know it works. Everybody who's been banned knows that it works. They all know it works. And that's why they don't like it. And that's why they're arguing against it. That's why. That's why. They know it works. Yeah, it's the entitlement to attention. That's what they want. She's having a Adolf Blitler moment. She should watch 21 Jump Street. Wait a second, wasn't there Jonah Hill in there? Jonah Hill hasn't he been outed as somebody who sexually assaults 16-year-olds and like berates his girlfriends and shit like that? So like it's all a pot of garbage. Oh, it's all a whole boiling pot of shit. I didn't know he was that bad. Yeah, somebody who was I forget her name, but she was on the H3 podcast a couple of days ago. Ethan interviewed her about her experiences with being on Nickelodeon, getting bullied by Britney Spears and her little sister, and being like taken advantage of by Dan Schneider.
Very real.
And also being sexually assaulted by Jonah Hill when he was getting her cigarettes back in like 2008 while she was 16. So yeah, a bunch of terrible stuff. Horrible things. Can we just not interview any of these people? No, it's Piers Morgan Uncensored. He gives a lot of views to terrible people. That's literally his favorite thing. Should have stayed censored. True. Let's finish this up.
Like, I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong to censor anybody.
Well, you know what? You can have that conversation. You had that conversation. You posted it. You haven't been cancelled. I've had you on the show because I thought you might, with time, to think about this, regret what you did, because you can clearly, you're not stupid. You do understand.
You've been talking for 14 minutes. You proved that she's stupid. What are you talking about? You're clearly not stupid. I've been clearly proven the opposite. I can very clearly see that she's stupid, actually. It's very easy to see.
The offense it caused, and wanting to have the right to debate whether Hitler's a good guy is just cretinous.
No, I want anybody to be able to speak on any platform. That was the point of the song.
I don't.
Let's leave it
Can
there.
I point out a nuance here?
I've got
No. Stop. Everybody stop talking. Please disperse. My goodness, I hate these people so much. It's all like bringing together the worst people on TV. Good goodness, get out of here. You stink. I'm so sick of all these people. I'm so glad that some of them do get canceled, and more of them need to go down. More of them need to go down. It's not enough. There must be more. They're horrible. They're terrible. They have to be stopped. And I'm glad that, and she may not be sorry, but I do know she's ashamed. I do know she's ostracized. And I do know that one day she'll realize that she's wasting her life being a terrible person. And whether that comes with like a sad realization or an angry realization, I'm not sure. I don't know. And I also don't care. But the less Pearl has, the better the world is. Same with the rest of those freaks on that show. What in the world? Come here. Come here. Oh. Hi. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.